you ever experienced someone undermining you to the point where you start questioning yourself? This phenomenon is known as gaslighting, a form of psychological abuse that uses manipulation, distraction, or distortion of reality. Gaslighting is making you doubt your own truth, whether it's your memories, emotions, or beliefs. The essence of gaslighting lies in persuading an individual that their opinions, feelings, or convictions are incorrect. What makes it particularly dangerous is its difficulty to recognize it, especially while it's happening. Gaslighters engage in brainwashing to control their victims, making it challenging for the target to resist or even realize it. Gaslighting can occur in various settings, at work, at home, among friends, and even in relationships. Identifying gaslighting can be hard, but there are certain red flags to watch out for. You're just imagining things. The phrase, "you've perceived it entirely wrong," is a toxic technique used to instill severe cognitive dissonance or doubt in one's own thoughts. By asserting that your interpretation is fundamentally flawed, this statement has the potential to cast doubt on your memories and make you question your own sanity. The repetition of this phrase or idea can be very toxic. When you start losing trust in your own perceptions and judgment, it creates a vulnerable state where you may increasingly depend on the person employing such gaslighting tactics for guidance and validation. This dynamic furthers the gaslighter's control over the victim, creating a damaging cycle of dependence and manipulation. The problem is you. Gaslighters are outstanding at avoiding responsibility, and this technique is a particularly damaging tool in their arsenal, as it inflicts psychological torture on your self-esteem. The impact of these words is profound. They have the potential to make you internalize feelings of inadequacy and question your worthiness of love and respect. Gaslighters often project their own insecurities and issues onto their victims, leading you to doubt not only yourself but also your emotions and behavior. This technique can result in a situation where you find yourself de-escalating conflicts and assuming blame even when you are not at fault. The fear of being perceived as wrong or inadequate further reinforces the gaslighter's control over your emotions and actions. You need to get help. Gaslighting techniques are often disguised in seemingly genuine packages that, upon closer inspection, reveal their insidious nature. The phrase, "you need to get help," is a prime example of this manipulation. While it may appear sincere, in the context of gaslighting, it is crafted to manipulate, distort, and deceive. When a gaslighter uses this technique, they are essentially asserting that something is fundamentally wrong with their victim. The intent behind this statement is to trigger a cascade of self-doubt and concern rather than genuine care. It's essential not to be deceived by the seemingly caring surface of this technique. Gaslighters strategically employ it to divert attention from their own problematic behavior, aiming to distract you from their actions and further erode your self-confidence. It's not my fault. Gaslighters exhibit a remarkable lack of accountability, consistently evading responsibility for their actions. In any situation, even when they are completely at fault, a gaslighter will smoothly deflect blame onto someone else. They are good at asserting that you are to blame for the events that transpired, the emotions experienced, or even for their own feelings. Their relentless insistence on placing blame on you continues until you take over and accept responsibility, even for things beyond your control. In the gaslighter's narrative, if they are unhappy, it becomes your fault immediately. If you find yourself unhappy, they also attribute it to your actions. The dynamic created by gaslighting is designed to create a sense of helplessness, making it impossible to escape the blame they make up. You read too much into things. Gaslighters employ the technique of making you statements strategically, aiming to stop any focus or investigation into their behavior. When you express discomfort or concern regarding their actions, gaslighters fear that you might delve deeper into the issue. To divert your attention and prevent further check into their actions, they dismiss your concerns by saying that you are overthinking, overanalyzing, or overreacting. This technique is not only highly toxic and insensitive, but also serves as an attempt to invalidate your legitimate suspicions. By using such statements, gaslighters attempt to undermine your confidence and convince you that your observations and feelings are exaggerated or baseless, thereby maintaining control over the narrative and evading accountability. Just forget it. When a toxic person tells you to forget about it, it serves as a potent deflection, essentially implying stop talking. Rather than addressing and resolving conflicts, those who use this phrase prefer to engage in avoidance, indicating an unhealthy approach to relationships. The reality is that urging someone to forget about an issue doesn't erase the problem. It only allows it to build up and intensify over time. Refusing to confront and discuss challenges in the relationship can lead to a buildup of unresolved issues, a balloon of unspoken problems which will eventually blow up. As time passes, the reluctance to address problems might make it increasingly difficult to open up about the issues in the relationship, ultimately reaching a point where the burden becomes too overwhelming to bear. This pattern of avoidance can contribute to a toxic relationship dynamic, hindering growth and resolution. Maybe I'll forgive you. Toxic individuals who engage in gaslighting often derive satisfaction from power trips. They intentionally manipulate situations to make you feel like you're at fault, pressuring you into apologizing and seeking their forgiveness, even when it should be the other way around. In these scenarios, the victim may find themselves apologizing without a clear understanding of what they are apologizing for. The primary objective becomes pleasing the gaslighter, calming them down, or restoring supposed harmony to the relationship. Once the victim secures forgiveness, the gaslighter might seize the opportunity to assert their perceived generosity and remind the victim of their apparent luck in receiving forgiveness. This technique serves to reinforce the power imbalance and manipulate the victim's perception of the relationship dynamics. You're always making problems. Gaslighters often employ the technique of invalidation to undermine your self-confidence and deter you from asserting yourself. When they tell you your concerns are just in your head, they are effectively positioning themselves as faultless, shifting the blame for any issues onto you. This manipulation is particularly insidious because the gaslighter genuinely believes their perfection and is unlikely to recognize or acknowledge their toxic behavior. In the case of accusation, gaslighters may ironically claim that their victims are the ones engaging in abusive behavior. This accusation is not only false but serves as a painful distraction from the abuser's own toxic actions. As victims defend themselves against these baseless claims, they divert attention from the gaslighter abusive conduct. This technique allows the gaslighter to maintain control and perpetuates a cycle of manipulation and emotional distress for the victim. If you enjoyed the video, please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel.